The gamble for America's team, Cowboys, ego, and the illusion of winning. Part 1 of 8, The Cowboys Saturday Night Massacre. This is the beginning of an 8-part journey into the Netflix documentary, America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys. It is more than football. It is a parable of the mind. Jerry Jones, Jimmy Johnson, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, and Emmitt Smith all play their roles on the world stage, but what they reveal goes far beyond the scoreboard. This is a story about risk and reward, glory and collapse, idols and undoing. It is the ego's script played out on the turf of Texas Stadium, with money, power, and reputation as its weapons of choice. And yet, hidden inside every fumble and every touchdown is a deeper lesson. The lesson that every gamble on the world is already lost, and the only victory worth keeping cannot be taken away. Each installment of this series will look past the helmets and highlight reels to see what the spirit would show us instead. Not just the Cowboys' dynasty, but the mind's illusion. Not just the gambler's risk, but the ego's debt. Not just the games, but the undoing of the game altogether. So we begin here, with Part 1. The moment Jerry Jones struck oil, bought the Cowboys, and fired Tom Landry in what history calls the Saturday Night Massacre. The moment when a city's idol fell and the illusion of safety collapsed. And the moment the spirit whispered the deeper truth, idols fall, but spirit remains. Part 1. The Cowboys' Saturday Night Massacre. Jerry Jones stands at the edge of ruin. $50 million in debt, scarred by loans, haunted by the mouth that borrowed more than the body could ever repay. And then he gambles on an oil well. $800,000 sunk into the ground. The drill bites deep, and when the earth screams, spits, and finally roars, Jones hears not just money but destiny. The gusher becomes his ticket, and with it he buys the Dallas Cowboys. But the oil isn't just crude. It's the perfect symbol of the ego's game. A black river promising salvation, yet always demanding sacrifice. A rush of power that feels like love, roaring like Niagara Falls, but underneath it, the same emptiness. Jones says, "Jerry, you just bought the Dallas Cowboys." Bam! The echo is louder than he knows. It's the Son of God whispering, "You just bought the world." Bam! One illusion. One belief in separation. And suddenly there is a stadium filled with bodies chasing glory. But the moment the ego says bam, spirit says unbam. Every illusion undoes itself the second it's made. That is why no worldly gamble can last. The Cowboys were America's idol, and idols always fall. Tom Landry had been the altar for 29 years, a figure of stability, class, even godliness. To fire him was unthinkable, and yet Jerry did. In one swoop, the outsider from Arkansas killed the father figure of Dallas, and the city went into mourning. It wasn't just a coach being fired. It was identity being stripped away. "Who are we without Landry?" Dallas asked. The same question every mind asks when the ego's idols crumble. Who am I without my roles, my heroes, my past? The rage that followed wasn't at Jerry. It was grief at losing the illusion. Death threats, boos, mockery. The world howled because the God they worshipped turned out to be temporary. That pain wasn't football. It was metaphysics. Because when identity is tied to form, its collapse feels like death. But it is only the death of an illusion. The Saturday Night Massacre was not about Jerry Jones versus Tom Landry. It was about exposing the emptiness of idols. It was the spirit's reminder that no dynasty, no franchise, no coach, no man can hold the truth. Jerry thought he had won when he struck oil. He thought he had won when he bought the Cowboys. But what he really bought was a front-row seat to the lesson every gambler of the world eventually learns. The ego's pot is filled with guilt, and the house always wins. The metaphysical lesson of Part 1 is clear. Every gamble on the world is already lost because nothing in time can be owned, secured, or kept. The firing of Landry was the crack in the idol. The moment the city's god was toppled, the truth peeked through, not in the rage but in the space beyond it. For when the crowd screamed betrayal, a deeper voice whispered stillness. Idols fall, but spirit remains. This is the real story behind America's team, not just touchdowns, trades, or dynasties, but the undoing of illusions. And the only victory that matters, the return to what cannot be lost. Coming tomorrow. Part 2. If Part 1 showed us the gamble and the fall of an idol, Part 2 shows us the price of the gamble when it hits the field. The Cowboys hit rock bottom. 1 win in 15 tries. The worst season in franchise history. A fan base humiliated, a city angry, and a new owner mocked as a fool from Arkansas. But buried in the rubble of 115 was the seed of something eternal. The Herschel Walker trade, the most ridiculed deal in sports, becomes the foundation for a dynasty. Tomorrow we'll see how what looks like disaster, shame, and total collapse is actually the setup for resurrection. The metaphysical truth: the ego's worst year becomes the Holy Spirit's best classroom. Stay tuned for Part 2.